Of course, the podcast is brought to you by Kane's Deer Velvet, professional international rugby player, a man who needs no introduction, Chiefs legend, Sevens legend, All Black legend, Liam Messam. He says, I added Kane's Deer Velvet to my daily routine back in 2012 and had an instant success, especially around my joints and recovery after a game. I would bounce back quicker after a game and would be able to be ready for another big week of training. As an older player, recovery is a major priority, so adding a product like Kane's Deer Velvet has really helped my body recover. Now, I remember Liam turning up to Hotapu training, and the man is a beast, and that was in 2016, 17, 18. I met Liam, so he'd been cranking the old Kane's Deer Velvet for a while, and crikey, he's a specimen. He's a hell of an athlete, and like I said, absolute legend. So make sure you go to www.canesdeervelvet.com to check out their product range. And as we said, if you feel compelled to make a purchase, use the code STAGRAW252 for 20% off that order. And of course, you'll find that in the show notes. Kia ora and welcome back to the Stag Raw Podcast Special Edition. New Zealand Big Game Records, the Rusa, Sambar and Whitetail deer. We're into the Rusa. If you want to have listen to a really, really good conversation that features Rusa, check out Paul Michael's podcast that he did just recently. I think it was with John Lang. Paul and John, they have a really good convo there. He sort of teased me into it. They were talking about deer eyes, and I thought, oh, here we go. Be prepared, that's at the end. Spoiler alert. But yeah, really good conversation about some of the history that's gone on in the Galatea. But this is the 200 Club. All the measurements quoted in the assessment of the Douglas score are expressed in inches, 1 inch equaling 25.4 millimetres. And the list of trophies and the relative score sheets presented with the profiles of the Rusa trophies scoring in excess of 200. All measurements are expressed in eighths of an inch, with the exception of the final score, which is presented in full fractions. This system is used for ease of measurement, accurate calculation, and easier assessment. In this volume, the complete score sheet is presented with each trophy exceeding the parameters of the clubs and is applied to Sambar at 236 and Whitetail, which we've already heard, at 165, sections that follow. The total score quoted at the foot of each score sheet is the total Douglas score. So we're going to start off with number 1, which was shot by Douglas A. Neal in the Waiohau, Galatea Road, 1962. Locality is Snake Hill, 1962, Douglas Neal, Rusa 3x3. Length is 37 and 7 by 36 and 2, the spread of 31 and 1, and the span of 20 and 3. The coronet measures 9 and 4 by 9 and 5, and the brow tine is a 13 and 3, 15 and 2. So the inner is 18 and 6 by 17 and 2, and the outer is 12 and 4 by 9 and 7, and there's a little snag on the right hand side that's 2 and 3. So the total score for the best Rusa shot in New Zealand, 235. It was the month of July and just getting dark when Neal spotted the stag near Snake Hill while driving towards Galatea. The animal ran across the road in front of the car, then mounted a steep fern-covered bank to the left of the vehicle. There he stopped about 60 metres away. Aided by the headlights of the car, perhaps a lucky break considering the failing light, Neal managed to grasp his 270 Mannlicher from the back seat and get an accurate shot away. Wouldn't be able to do that anymore. Rod Daniel, an experienced hunter who was living in the district at the time, told me he had sighted this stag on several occasions just prior to Neal's success, evidently having him in the beam of his spotlight briefly together with 2 hinds only a couple of evenings before and on a nearby farm property. This magnificent trophy has been the subject of controversy since its taking. The scale measurement taken by a scientist at the time and officially advised by the letter to the NZDA was recorded at 14 1/4 inches, an acceptable length for the species. The ears were pointed, the body weight within Rusa scale, and body colour consistent. As the subject of hybridization is to be comprehensively covered in the Sambar section, you'll have to read the book, get that from NZDA. There is no intention of delving into the matter here, but only to add that in the eyes of several experienced hunters and respected scientists interviewed by the writer, that's D.Bruce Banwell, it is a pure Rusa. So yeah, most of this book covers that topic. Well, at least in the Rusa and the Sambar section anyway, especially in the Sambar section. The differences between those two species. This puppy definitely has that inner beam, lovely and straight, beautifully long. So, yeah. Let's go with that, eh? Let's go with the master. The absolute stickler for nomenclature, D.Bruce Banwell. And we'll give Douglas A. Neal the best Rusa in New Zealand, 235. Anyway, we're going to M. Doherty next. Horomanga Stream in Galatea from 1956. Make sure you join us. Make sure you're subscribed. Tap those 5-star ratings. And yeah, we'll catch you next time on the 200 Club. That is the Rusa. See you there. This series of the Big Game Records is from Volume 4, the Rusa, Sambar and Whitetail, written and compiled for the New Zealand Deer Stalkers Association Incorporated by D.Bruce Banwell. It was published by the Halcyon Press, a division of Halcyon Publishing Limited. Copyright D.Bruce Banwell 2006, first published 2006, all rights reserved.